This is the voice-enabled video game controller, designed to help gamers with limited mobility play games easier. Here's how it works. The controller is connected to a computer running a demo video game that you can see here, and I can use the controller's traditional inputs to move the character around and perform basic in-game actions, as expected. Most gamers could use the controller this way, but those with limited mobility often struggle to manipulate either joysticks or buttons, which I've been using. To help with this controller includes a unique feature where it can recognize voice commands to perform these actions. For example, I can say, jump, jump, shoot, shoot. And these unique voice commands can be recognized by the controller to perform the same actions that the joysticks and buttons do. And this is enabled by a built-in microphone and special software and components that are inside the controller. Another feature is this built-in OLED display, which shows the active state of the controller and its voice recognition capabilities. Currently, this animation is showcasing that it's listening for these commands, and each time it recognizes one, it shows its unique graphic icon to show that it was recognized. Jump. Right. Left. Here's an example of the controller being used to play another video game, and in this example, I'm going to use only one hand to control the character on screen, using a combination of physical controls and voice commands. So I'm going to use a D-pad to control the character's movement, and then every time I want to place a bomb, I can simply say, shoot. And that executes the in-game action to place the bomb, shoot. So any gamer who only had the ability to use one hand can play the game just like this, relying on just their voice and their left hand. Shoot. The controller is designed to address two different problems faced by gamers with mobility impairments. The first is general controller manipulation. Oftentimes these gamers struggle to manipulate a joystick or buttons with their hands, which physically prevents them from playing many video games. To help with this, the controller is capable of recognizing game-related voice commands which work as controller inputs. These commands include run, jump, shoot, up, down, left, and right. This feature allows gamers to use their voice instead of their hands to interact with games. Another problem faced by gamers is the need for custom input mapping or key binding. These gamers need the ability to define which in-game actions are triggered by the limited controller inputs they can access, but not all games provide this option. The controller solves this by allowing gamers to fully customize the key commands sent to the computer for the joystick, buttons, and each of the voice commands by editing the software that runs on the controller. This means that custom input mapping or key binding can be performed on the controller itself instead of within the game. This is a quick breakdown of all the components that make up the voice-enabled video game controller. To start, we have a 3D printed controller body with a front and a back plate. These each have mounting holes to secure all the other components inside of it. This includes an Arduino Micro. This runs a custom Arduino sketch that handles the user's inputs as well as interacts with all the other modules, including the voice recognition module, which gets trained on the user's voice and interprets those commands as game inputs. And this module is what the controller's microphone plugs into. We also have two different sets of button inputs. These are soldered to proto boards, which make it easier to mount inside the computer. And we have a 2-axis analog joystick. This provides up, down, left, right inputs for the user. And an OLED display is used to give visual feedback as the user gives voice commands to the controller.